Welcome to Philosophy Unfolded. Here we peel back the layers of human thought. We dive into the minds of the greatest philosophers, from ancient wisdom to modern psychology, from myths and symbols to the questions that keep you up at night. This isn't just philosophy for academics, it's for the curious, the dreamers, and those who feel there's more to life than meets the eye. In this channel, we explore deep ideas, powerful thinkers, and the hidden forces that shape us. One story, one symbol, one truth at a time. Welcome to the journey. This is Philosophy Unfolded. Have you ever felt like life is speaking to you in symbols? Like there's a deeper message in your dreams? Or a story hidden behind a familiar pattern? Today, we dive into the life of a man who believed those feelings weren't just coincidences, but clues to something ancient, something shared, something deeply human. This is the story of Carl Gustav Jung. Welcome to Jung Unfolded. Hey everyone, and welcome back. At Philosophy Unfolded, we explore big ideas in a way that speaks to the soul. Today's episode is more than an introduction. It's a journey into the personal life of one of the most influential thinkers of the last century. Carl Jung, psychiatrist, visionary, soul explorer. We'll meet the child, the rebel, the father, the seeker, and through his story we'll begin to understand the roots of his groundbreaking ideas. So, if you're curious about what shaped Jung before he shaped psychology, you're in the right place. Carl Gustav Jung was born on July 26, 1875, in Kesswil, Switzerland. His father was a pastor. His mother, Emily, was deeply spiritual, sometimes struggling with her own mental health. Jung was a solitary, introspective child. He would often wander the countryside alone, drawn to the sounds, sights and textures of the natural world. He later wrote, "I always felt that something was hidden behind things. It seemed as if something were being hinted at." He wasn't a strong student at first. In fact, he was quiet, withdrawn, and often mocked by his peers. But his inner world was rich. He created imaginary friends. One, named Philemon, would appear later in life in his mystical visions. As a child, Jung sat on a large stone near his house. He began to wonder, am I Carl sitting on the stone, or am I the stone dreaming it is Carl? This strange thought deeply unsettled him, but it was also the seed of his lifelong fascination with duality, symbolism, and inner truth. Jung went on to study medicine at the University of Basel. He specialized in psychiatry at the Burghölzli Psychiatric Hospital in Zurich. There, he worked under Eugen Bleuler, a pioneer in the study of schizophrenia. Jung showed remarkable empathy with his patients. He would listen to their dreams and delusions not as symptoms to be fixed, but as messages to be understood. This was unusual for the time. He believed the mind had an internal logic, and if you could interpret the symbols, you could help people heal. In 1903, Jung married Emma Rauschenbach, a wealthy and highly intelligent woman who shared his intellectual curiosity. They had 5 children together. Emma would become not only his partner in life, but also in ideas, working with Jung and helping manage his growing practice. She was, in many ways, his stabilizing force. In 1907, Jung met Sigmund Freud. Their first conversation lasted over 13 hours. Freud saw in Jung his intellectual heir, a promising, energetic thinker who could carry psychoanalysis forward. At first, Jung embraced Freud's ideas, especially the theory of the unconscious. But over time, cracks began to form. Freud focused on sexuality. Jung saw something broader, a spiritual and mythic dimension to the human psyche. In one famous exchange, Jung said something that challenged Freud's theory. Freud responded, "Promise me never to abandon the sexual theory. We must make a dogma of it." Jung was stunned. Science, he believed, should never be dogmatic. In 1913, their friendship ended. It was a painful but liberating split. After the break, Jung entered a period of personal crisis. He had terrifying visions, dreams, of floods, blood, and mythic figures. Rather than run from these experiences, he explored them. He began a process of what he called active imagination. He let the images come and recorded them, sometimes with dialogue, sometimes with art. The result was the Red Book, a massive handcrafted journal of his inner world. He didn't show it to anyone. It sat hidden in his study for decades after his death. Only in 2009 was it finally published. Today, it's seen as one of the most extraordinary psychological and spiritual documents of modern times. Imagine walking through a dense forest alone. The trees whisper, the shadows shift, you're scared, but also drawn deeper in. That's what Jung's inner journey was like, and through it he found treasures, the self, the shadow, the archetypes, and the collective unconscious. As Jung aged, his influence grew. He wrote books, gave lectures, and met with thinkers from around the world. He corresponded with Albert Einstein, Miguel Serrano, and even advised the U.S. Office of Strategic Services during World War II. But through it all, he remained a seeker. He built a stone tower by Lake Zurich, a retreat with no electricity or running water. There, he wrote, painted, and meditated. He believed modern life had become too rational, too disconnected from myth, magic, and meaning. His work aimed to restore the symbolic dimension of life. Here's something you probably didn't know about Carl Jung. He once had a dream that he was digging through layers of an ancient house. Room by room, deeper and deeper, until he found a chamber filled with bones and primitive tools. The dream wasn't just strange, it changed his life. It became the foundation for his idea of the collective unconscious, the buried layers of memory we all carry. So next time you wake from a strange dream, maybe it's not just your imagination. Maybe it's something deeper remembering itself. So who was Carl Gustav Jung? He was a man of science and spirit, a dreamer and a realist, a family man and a mystic. He didn't offer easy answers, but he gave us better questions. Questions that invite us to look inward, to face our own shadow, to embrace the mystery. If this story of Carl Jung spoke to you, give this video a like. Share it with someone who loves philosophy, psychology, or the great mystery of being alive. And make sure to subscribe to Philosophy Unfolded, because next time we'll explore the myth of the hero and how Jung's archetypes live inside you. Thank you for watching. Stay curious, and don't be afraid to follow the symbols. They might just lead you home.